In this video, we'll look at various physical parameters of a body. Click on the body and notice the properties table for the body on the left side. Hover over each setting and you'll get the basic idea about their functionality. These properties are divided into four, that is, general, dynamic, kinetic and collision. In the general settings, we can change the name, color and opacity. In color, we can change the outline color by simply double-clicking over the color section and then selecting either from the color palette or custom colors. We can also change the opacity to make our object translucent or transparent. In the dynamic settings, let's start with mass type. Normal mass type is the default value, which is how a body normally behaves. We have already covered infinite mass type in Mechanics Part 2. If you select fixed angular velocity, then you're required to fix or set the angular speed from this table. In this way, the linear velocity will change normally but angular velocity will change accordingly, which is 0 in this case. You can fix a non-zero constant value or a variable in terms of x, y or time. Similarly, fixed linear velocity will set the linear velocity based on your input, but angular velocity will change normally. X motion only and Y motion only allows the body to move in X and Y direction respectively. Here, only the direction is fixed but the linear and angular velocity will change normally. Next setting is gravity scale. This is useful when you're using multiple bodies and you want certain bodies to have different acceleration due to gravity. For instance, if you set the value as 2, then you're setting the gravity as double than that of g. Setting it as -1 will give an upward g. You can change the mass from here. Notice that the inertia will also change in the same ratio. But if you change only the value of inertia, then it'll change only the inertia and not mass. This is to accommodate the possibility of creating bodies with same mass, same dimensions but different inertia. Next setting is charge, which takes values in units of microcoulombs. Give any value to the charge and you'll notice an electric field around the charge, which is changing with respect to changing position in real time. Attach free body diagram to the charges and notice the net electrostatic forces. Next setting is restitution. Simply enter values between 0 and 1 and notice inelastic, partially elastic and elastic collision. Last is friction. The value of coefficient of friction is generally between 0 and 1. But you can enter values more than that also. Now let's look at kinetic settings. Simply enter values in each row, that is, position in x and y, velocity in x and y, theta, angular velocity, and observe the changes. Similar to the general settings, you can also enter variables, in terms of x, y and t. Last in line is collision settings. This determines how a body interacts with another body. Suppose there are multiple bodies, select each body and double-click on the category section, then double-click on Select All button. Now select a category as you desire and click on Apply button. Now double-click on Collides with Section, and select categories as you desire. This section decides who will collide with who. Move the bodies to see that the bodies collide with only certain other bodies. Now suppose you want to change the order of objects, that is, which one is displayed on top of the other, then simply change the z value. Positive or higher value displays the object on the front, and negative or smaller value displays on the back. Try and experiment with different values of mass, charge, velocity, etc., and observe the corresponding changes in motion.